Come on, you kilobytes. Oh, they're coming up. The kilobytes are coming up. They're up. They're up. It's like it takes time to get working, like a hamster in a wheel. Like a hamster in a wheel, isn't it? The camera's pointing a bit over there. I haven't quite. Still a bit, isn't it? Let's get that. Like that. That's it. Now it's pointing over there. That's not what I wanted to do, is it? I want to move. Now, maybe I have to move all of me instead. If I move that way where the space is, where I can't, no, that's not what it wants. It wants me over here. Can't go over there. Can't go over there. Oh, I can move it on the picture, big picture, can't I? I can move it just like that. There you go. There you go, I can do that. Look, there you go. Get your chat popped out. Get your chat popped out. We are streaming live. Chat is popped. Get your chat popped out. Chat's popped. We've got it's been a bit of a struggle to get on today. I'll tell you why. I'll explain all. What we're doing today, before I explain all. Hi, let's do Big Face and let's do the intro. Where's my big face? That's my big face. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Mental Health Monday. It's 8 p.m. GMT. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear. Midnight Health Monday. See, my brain's already befuddled. Midnight Health Monday, Mental Health Monday, every Monday, to make sure you know that I'm here. If you want to come and talk in chat, if you've got anything you want to talk about that's getting you down, or if you want to just join in the planned broadcast, which today is all about food, nature. No, it's not food, it's nature. Mental Health Awareness Week 2020. You can't see it, it's not the web browser. There's the web browser. Mental Health Awareness Week 2021 is all about nature. When is Mental Health Awareness Week 2021? It was 10 to 16th of May, so I missed it. Wasn't aware it was on. If you're coming to Mental Health Monday and you're in distress, this is the Samaritans. If you think, what the hell is this guy doing? Chuffing on, making jokes. It's mental health, a serious topic. If you're feeling at crisis point, this is a free phone number in the UK. Services like this are available. Call them. We're here in chat, you can talk to us. But if you're in crisis point and you reached out to Mental Health Monday at crisis point and you think, why is this guy just making jokes and chuffling on? That's the Samaritans. That's the Samaritans there. We've got other tips for how to improve your mental health. This is Mind. They're talking about nature and mental health. So are we. We missed Mental Health Awareness Week, but we've got some good tips. I've got some notes. We're going to do a 5-point plan talking about nature. It's true science. Here's a bit of science. I'll show you that in a minute. First, I'll just put up the old Mental Health Monday YouTube channel that we've started. And look, there's a new upload on there now. There is now, as of today, now. I think that's the 2 weeks previous. I think we're 2 weeks in lieu on Mental Health Monday YouTube. And we've also got the old uploads because this channel started 11 weeks into us doing this. So we've got 11 weeks worth of old uploads plus last week's. So I did kind of want them to come out every Monday, but we'll never catch up. So they're coming out, but they're coming out intermittently at the moment. Intermittently, I think you would say, intermittently. And I want to do a couple more little just talky notes. Couple of just talking notes. What did I want to do? I wanted to quickly see if I could do this now while the camera's running. Open up Final Cut Pro. Because what I've been doing, while I've not been on stream for the last week. When did we... Oh, Final Cut Pro's massive. No, I can't see anything. Oh! Last week we did... I'll have to just talk until Final Cut Pro loads up and I can see what I'm doing. Last week we did a podcast. What am I talking about? What are we? We're a stream. That's what we are. We're a stream. last week we did a stream, and the stream was... Okay, I've got to fiddle with some windows now just to get a look at this. Oi, Karuba. Twitch is bad for this, isn't it? It doesn't let you... I can nearly see it. I can nearly see what I'm looking for. Hang on. It was MMO Games and Theme Parks. It was 4 days ago. That's what I was looking for. 4 days ago. Okay. So we did a stream 4 days ago. MMOs are... This is just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started with today's mental health broadcast. But it's worth me doing because we've got patrons. And patrons support the producing of this content. Let me just adjust my mic. God, my mic's up full. See, I'm not even fully prepared properly. And this is why. I'll show you why. If I go from browsing to Final Cut Pro, boom, there you go. This is last week's video, but it's not the way we broadcast it. Last week we did an hour talking about our MMOs theme parks. And what I've done is I've turned it into, well, I've butchered it down to 10 minutes at the moment, 12. It's got a lot of jokes in it, a lot of editing. You can see, you know, for me in a timeline, this is getting pretty hectic. My old timeline, look, it goes all the way up there, loads of things laid over the top, lots and lots of cuts. It's been quite fun, it's been a lot of hard work. I've been going on this for 4 days basically, and the idea was that I was going to see if I can do one of those. So I've done a podcast, a stream, I've talked about this subject, so I was going to try and turn it into a more refined, what would you call it, video essay, a bit like H-Bomber Guy, and trying to pitch somewhere in between my stream and H-Bomber Guy, trying to just refine the stream a bit to get to something a bit better. It's gone quite well, like I said, it's gone quite well. I'll show you a little bit, look. If it's an item players might want, don't put it behind a paywall, put it behind a quest line and a story. Create content around the... Okay, it's really loud and all that business, yeah, but you can tell, you can get the gist, can't you, of what's going on. There's some editing, there's all sorts of stuff going on. You'll look forward to this. When it comes out, it's going to be good on the old channel. On one of my channels. I'll let you know when it comes out. It should be 2 or 3 days, 2 days maximum, because this is the point I'm trying to make. Mental Health Monday, my mental health. For the last, what is it now, 4 days since I dropped that and I started editing it. I've been editing hard, I've been working really hard on that, and let's get me chat, make sure I can see me chat. I've been working really hard on that, and yeah, I was hoping, in terms of a routine, in order for me to do Mental Health Monday, edit Mental Health Monday, do other content on the channel, edit that content, I need to learn how much I can talk for and how much I can edit for and get the balance right. And wanting to do a sort of H-Bomber Guy standard video essay, this isn't an hour long. The stream was an hour long, this is now down to about 12 minutes. But wanting to do that, I need to be able to put the work in to achieve it in a week's turnaround, because otherwise we start doing more stuff on stream that fills up the editing log. So that's what's happening in my world. That's why I've not been on stream for the last few days. But look, I'm doing all the work. So patrons, I thank you for your patronage, and you're enabling me to do this. So hopefully you'll enjoy it when it comes out. Your names are on it there at the start. And yeah, that's coming in the next couple of days. So I've only got these last 3 minutes of edit to finish it. You can see where it starts to peter out there, look. At about 7 minutes, starts to needs a few more pictures going on. Needs a few more things going on. So we need to just get that bit finished there. Be another day. And it's nearly in sequence. It's nearly, let's bin that off now. Let's close Final Cut. Bye-bye. It's nearly all there. It's nearly all there. So, that's what I've been doing. And usually I'd be really prepared for Mental Health Monday. I'd have spent a day doing the typing on the internet, looking up the things. I've been doing a bit of that, of course. Have been doing a bit of that. But not as prepared. Naughty. Naughty. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm here. Just move the mic around. Cause myself more problems. So yeah, so my vibe's a bit different as well, isn't it? I'm not all calm and chill Not all calm, sure. No worries. Thanks for my work. Wait till you see it. It's a good video. Wait till you see it. There's some good jokey bits in there, as long as I can get it finished. But what was I gonna? I need to get back. Yeah, that was it. My vibe. So normally my vibe would be focused on the mental health Monday thing, all my notes. I've got notes. I've got my 5 tip points. We're gonna do a 5 tips list. Normally my vibe would be focused though, but today I'm a little more distracted. I've got all these editing ideas still juggling in the air. I don't write down loads of notes for the editing. I just think, oh, that'd work. Oh, that'd work. Or wait till we get to that bit. I'll put that in there. And so all those ideas are sort of up here juggling around in the air in my mind. And yeah, so that's why I'm feeling a little distracted. Was 1 minute late. I've never been late, have I? Never been late. Always been 5 minutes early. 1 minute late today. I wasn't late though, I was sat here. A mental health break for mental health is okay too, yeah, exactly. But it's important, even if I don't do a really solid broadcast, I've got something to share today. I've got something on the old pinboard that I wanted to talk about. But even if I don't do a really solid one, I need to be here. There's no point in me sitting at my computer doing the editing on Mental Health Monday at 8 o'clock when I could just switch on the old Zoom. It's not Zoom, is it, what we're doing? See, I can't, here's my brain again. It's not Zoom that we're doing Stream. Can't just not switch on the old Stream and just leave it hanging. It's Mental Health Monday, it's 8 o'clock. I'm here. Yeah. So my notes, 5 ways to use nature and mental health. Nature was the Mental Health Awareness Week. I've covered that, but I've got sidetracked, so I'll do my little joke again. Mental Health Awareness Week 2021. Hey, you kilobytes, get on you. No, they're up again. We'll carry on. Mental Health Awareness Week 2021. The theme is nature. I wonder when Mental Health Awareness Week is. Oh, look, it's 10th to 16th of May. I have already missed it. If only I was more aware. There's my little joke. I like that joke so much that I did it twice. And the second time I even laughed. You need pre-stream music to give me time to prepare. Yeah. I've got a good old. Hang on. If I do this, it'll probably bugger it up. Let's just do it anyway. Yeah, that's my music. It's not appropriate, but it's my music, and I could leave that on, but then I can't. You know what the funny thing about it is that I can't really, like, how do I explain this? Just move my little face around, because now the 1 pixel difference in my face and the chat on the screen is bugging me there. I haven't fixed it. There's 1 pixel difference still. Look. You see, that's my brain again. I'm in editing mode. I'm not trying to fix little tiny corrections. Yeah, I don't usually always put it on at the start because it's kind of inappropriate as well. It's a track I did, but I used a sample from a film where the guy's cutting him with a knife. It's bad. Bad man. And yeah, the problem with the start music, the theme tune, is that when I put that on at the start, then instead of just organising myself while that's on there, I'm like panicking. It's like someone's, put the red light on in the room and it's like you're live on air and I'm like, oh, nothing's happening. Quick, like it amps up the stress level to a new extreme. I even feel much better that I'm just here yabbling rather than just leaving the thing running. Yeah. So here we are yabbling. Look, Mental Health Awareness Week. I missed it. That's funny. It's funny. You know what? Everyone wants to know how nature and mental health are beneficial. Look, this is Mind. We talk about Mind a lot, don't we? The old Mind website. They're good for the old mental health. Spending time in a green space or bringing... I'm zipping through it like my editing now. Here's another thing that happens when I'm editing is I watch things on double speed. So I watch, the clips twice as fast to edit. And then when I watch normal media, I have to speed it up. I'll watch a YouTube video and I'll be like, these people are talking slowly. Let's put that on 1.5, 2. This is supposed to be relaxing. I don't need to speak fast. Spending time in green space or bringing nature into your everyday life can benefit both your mental and physical well-being. See, I did it all right then, didn't I? Did it all right. Could always just edit in stream. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. It'd spoil the magic. It would spoil the magic. And also, if I had to have my picture of my face while I was editing, I wouldn't like that. It's bad enough having to look at me once during the edit without having to look at me a whole second time whilst I'm also that'd be double trouble. Let's just leave the editing quietly in the room where I can shout. Put on Marley White. Yeah, that'd be alright actually. Maybe I should put on Marley White and edit it. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that. He's not even in here. He's locked out while I edit because the animals, the cats, they seem to know that I want to concentrate. So they spend all of their time, like it's like a relay race, alternating between who wants to go out, who wants to come in, who needs to be fed, who wants to go out, who wants to come in, who needs to be fed. But going out for a walk helps. It helps me improve my mood. Look, they've got examples: growing food, flowers, exercising outdoors, being around animals. Being around animals. They mean wild animals in the nature, but they also mean animals. And it can improve your mood. Look, I talked about the two things sandwiched together, and I can't do that. I need to make it clear for my edit what I'm going to say. I've been working so hard. Oh God! Last night I did stay up until the sun came up. And then I thought, well, it must be time to stop editing now because it's the next day. So got a little bit of sleep, and then we went off walking the dog, didn't we? So no, we didn't. I only walked the dog a little bit, and then I did more editing. So yeah, I'm a bit distracted. It's good though because it's just working hard. It's good. I felt happy about it because I was enjoying. I've got lots of ideas and I want to get them out, and I've got the means to construct them. So it's the sleep hygiene. You're right. The sleep hygiene. Don't tell people on Mental Health Monday that I stayed up all night. You're supposed to be going to bed and keeping your sleep hygiene. Look, exactly. Snips has got this down. Snips should be leading us. Look, improve. I'll get to this. Oh, I've clicked on the button. Now what? It's stressful. Exercising outdoors or being around animals has lots of positive effects. Let's do the list here quickly. Let's make sure I've said it. Improve your mood. It can improve your mood, reduce feelings of stress or anger, help you take time out and feel more relaxed, improve your physical health, improve your confidence and self-esteem, help you to be more active, help you to make new connections, and provide peer support. Hey, peer support was on my list that I'm doing, you baffers. Chuffers. If I read their list and they're on my list, then my list isn't going to look so good. Should we do my list? I'll just quickly tell you what my list is. Go for a walk, grow something, the gym, the outdoor gym, animal watching, and peer support. I put peer support. Chuffers. I even use the same phrase. I suppose I do look at a lot of mental health websites, don't I? So it's no surprise that I've fallen onto the same subject matter. Look, we'll break these down in a second. Nurturing something else into my life has really helped my well-being. Gently caring for something. That's on my list, you chuffer. You didn't have that on your list. That's on my list. Improving your mood. Yes, definitely. Nature improves your mood. I tell you what. I'll tell you something. So it depends on what your mood is. If your mood's already high, then going out into the woods and stomping around might make you less cheerful if you get falling over in the mud like I do. But that's not the point. The point is, in our state of mind, average, everyday, normal people like ourselves that feel stresses, feel pushed in different directions, feel pushed to work all night. As an introvert, nature away from humans is really rigorous. As an introvert, you see, you're in that world. These people are talking. It's always improving your mood. Just getting out there into the old nature. Yes, definitely improving the mood. I think that's a big green tick. Reduce feelings of stress or anger. Certainly, if you're feeling stressed, being away from the stressors. If you're feeling angry, being away from the things that anger you, and having being in the outdoors, unless you're in the deep, dense woodland, gives you these views, doesn't it? It gives you a bit of a view, a bit of space. And that's kind of what you need when you're feeling stressed or angry. Not just a mental, like the physical space, being able to look across those vistas. I was going to say views, but I was going to say vistas at the same time. Vistas. The views. Being able to look around helps you to feel more relaxed. Helps you to take time out. Nothing quick happens when you're walking about in the woods, unless you're going for a run, I suppose, unless you're going for a run. Then in that case, the quick thing is you. Actually, I do see some quick deer. Look, it helps you to take time out, trust me on that. It improves your physical health, definitely. Going for a walk, doing the exercise. We looked at that last week. So that's why this is such a good episode, isn't it, to come on to it next week. See, Scotty's always thinking. Improve your confidence and self-esteem. It might seem strange that being out as an introvert, just like I totally dig that. I like to go out into the woods on my own. I tell you a little story. Should we do a big face occasionally? Yeah, let's do it occasionally. Go on. There you go. In this window here, we should have the thing we're looking at. Boom. Nice. If you're walking correctly. If you're doing it like we spoke about last week, if you're doing walking correctly, if you followed our guide to how to walk properly, improving your confidence and self-esteem seems strange. Well, I'm out in the woods. How's that improving my self-esteem? Tell you what, my little story. Saw a person when I was walking in the woods yesterday. In fact, it was yesterday. It was quite heavy weather. The rain was coming down, and I was walking over the other side of another field. There was a hedgeway in between us, so it wasn't close enough for me to be talking to them and making conversation. But I just went, "You're right." I waved my hand. And from across the field, I went, "You're right." That was confidence. That was pure confidence. Arrogance, mate, some might say. It's not arrogant. That was just pure confidence. Just a friendly, "You're right." You know, they might have had the audacity to reply back with a friendly hello, or even a, "I'm stuck." But yeah, for me, there was a moment inside myself where I thought, "Oh no, another person." Have I got time to break to the wood's edge? Will I make it? They've seen me now. If I start running, will they think it's strange? I'm going to have to just build up this something inside myself and show them that I'm another person, just like themselves, and wave and, "You're right." Sometimes it comes out high pitched. "You're right." Don't want that. The other day I was walking the dog. There was someone quite heavy looking on the street. They had the big coat and the hood, and we were walking towards them. They didn't seem to be walking like, you know, when someone seems to not be walking away from you but seems to maintain, and you think, "Oh, who's going to avoid who here? I don't like this." That one of them started. And the old COVID as well. You know, you want your 2 meters, don't you? You want your 2 meters. In that situation, I was able to muster up a "You're right, bruv." I was able to give it a "You're right, bruv." Slurred all the words into one as well. "You're right, bruv," like that, so that they knew I was street. They knew I knew what was going down. They knew that they might have been wearing a hood, but I lived in one. We all live in a neighbourhood. Everyone's got a street outside their house, including me. So they knew I knew the lay of the concrete jungle. "You're right, bruv." But if that had come out high pitched, "You're right, bruv." Yeah, so it improved my self-esteem no end to be out in the woods. I felt the internal confidence to be able to wave and say hello. But honestly, I'm joshing. I'm kidding. But that reminds me, I need to call my friend Josh. God, it's been ages since I saw him on the street and told him that I definitely would call him. See, that's how my brain works. Editing mode. Improve your confidence and self-esteem. It does. I don't know how. It's magic. You just feel more human. Just feel more human. Put him on stream. Who, Josh? That would be. I could ask him if he'd like to come here and be on the stream, but there's a couple of problems with introducing people from my actual life into the stream world. One is that they know me and so could say anything that I don't want to be said on to. Do you remember when you did this? And I'd be like, no, it's against terms of service, please. You know, all the terms of service things that I've ever done in my life, they've not been recorded on mobile phones. We didn't have phones that did that. We didn't have all those sort of things. All those sort of things, you know, we just have to go on what my mates said. And if you get my mates here and they say them, oh my days. Oh my days. You'll see a different side of the old Scotty Hottie, I should imagine. Why is the mic up so loud today? It can just pop in red. It shouldn't be popping red. It's me shouting. Confidence and self-esteem being out in the woods. Was that what we were talking about? I'm sure there's no... Yeah, there's no dirt, yeah. No, there's nothing... I'll tell you what, there's nothing that I would ever... you know, I've never been arrested. I've never been in prison. I've never done anything that's really bad to do, you know. I've never been on the dark side. I've never been doing the naughty things. I've always been doing the good things. But there have been a couple of things that would probably end my streaming career. Just like outright, just a couple of stories that are kind of fun, but against terms of service, and would just outright end my service. So yeah, you never know. Might get Josh on, might. But honestly, I could brief them. I could brief my friends and say, look, don't say anything about this and that. Don't say anything about this and that. And we might be able to. We might. Interestingly, in the UK, we're now allowed to have our friends come into our houses again, and that's what I've been waiting for. Before I try to reinvigorate old friendships, because I'm a bit paranoid about the old COVID, so I didn't really want to be pushing, oh, nice to see you, why don't you come round? Oh, now you're here, can you just stay in the garden? Do you mind if I close the door and we talk through the glass? No, you can't have a cup of drink. You can drink out of the rainwater basin. Same with don't use it as a toilet. Hold it in until you go. But yeah, look, there's no dirt on stream, and I haven't done anything that's dirty. I've just done things that, you know, hijinks. But yeah, taken many people babysitters. Yeah, I've been vaccinated. I've been double vaccinated. That's something that's happened this last week as well. Pop. Didn't want to talk about it on stream. I'm going veering off topic now, but we'll have a chat. What the hey? I didn't want to get off talking about it on stream because I didn't want to jeopardise the vaccination process. I didn't want to jinx it. But now it's been done. Now I've had it. I'm all right. I can talk about it. I was a carer, so I got a vaccination a little bit earlier than some people of my age group. There were pros and cons to that. Oh, thank you for your chippies, your doodly toots with vaccination party. We're putting that towards the big computer. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was a carer, and that helped me get vaccinated a little early. I felt a little bit bad about that because I'm going to say there are pros and cons to it. The pros are I got vaccinated, of course, so it's, you know, selfish for me. America, you're fast ahead of the old UK. We started earlier, but then you've gone fast ahead. Biden's just pulled out all the stops and got all those vaccinations flying around, hasn't he? He's done a good job. I'm not getting political, but, you know, the vaccines are good in my opinion, so I'm just saying that. And in our country, Boris was quick to get it going, get the old people, get the really vulnerable people, stop them having to go to hospital. Now the hospital's not overloaded. Whatever. You're in ICU. Oh, wow. That's impressive. I don't know what all the letters mean, but I think it's medical. I see on American television, when you see the ICU, that's the Important Medical Centre. And that stands for, ICU stands for Important Medical Centre. Important Centre Universal Medical. So in our country, I was not in the queue to get early vaccine, but because I was a carer for like all last year with the COVID, we'd had my nan living here and I'd been a carer. So because I was a carer, I got queue jump pass a little bit. And that's okay, it's just me, isn't it? It's not like I was putting everyone behind who's vulnerable behind me. No, all the vulnerable people got in there first. Then next in line was the medical people, and then next in line was the carers, and I got in there. So I was like, yeah, okay, go on, I'll take it. But the truth was, my nan died. She died of the old COVID. She died like the week after, no, the week, 2 weeks before. 2 weeks before I got my vaccine. So she went into hospital with something else, with, what was it called? Pneumonia. but she died of the COVID in hospital. She caught the COVID in hospital. It was horrible. You know, if I was talking about this earlier in the year when we started streaming, I'd have probably been all crying. But, you know, yeah, look, it's sad. But look, Mental Health Monday, things are getting, you know, time, things passing waves. Sometimes I think about it, like last night I got a tea towel. This sounds stupid. I got a tea towel out to get something out of the microwave, and it reminded me about how every day I used to cook her dinner and get the tea towel and make sure she's got a thing. And so I'm saying it now is making me sad again. You see, we're not going there. We're not getting sad. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about vaccines, and the reason I got mine early was my nan's blessing, was the gift that she left me. The only thing she left me in her will. The only thing I've got, that and the big chair. But yeah, no, it's not about look. I saw it as a blessing that I got the vaccine. So I wanted to make sure I got my vaccine. I wanted to get it. I wanted to be safe. I wanted to keep the people around me safe. I wanted to be safe. So I wasn't going to say to them, oh, by the way, I'm a registered carer, but I'm not actually literally caring for someone right now. Somebody else can have my vaccine. I didn't do that. I thought about it, but in the end I took it. I had it. And then so I didn't want to jinx it by saying on stream, oh, you know, I'm not physically caring for someone right now. Now I'm a streamer, aren't you? No, you're allowed creeps. That's not a bad word. Creeps up so nice. Yeah. You know, you get these little moments, don't you? You get these little moments. And because it was difficult, because I felt aggrieved that, you know, she didn't have to die of this thing. She didn't have to die of this thing. She was a bit unlucky, to be fair, because, you know, a few more months she might have got her own vaccine. A little more care on the part of society, she might not have caught it in hospital. A little more care on the part of the government, she might not have caught it in the hospital. Like, there's these, we can talk about my opinions on the vaccine and the government, the way they did the COVID another time. I'll just tell you that a week before we did lockdown, I'd already been in lockdown for a week. Like, I wasn't messing about. I saw this coming. We got our nan in, we closed down shop. Like, yeah. I was like, look, she's not going to be able to stay at her house. She's not going to be able to look after herself. This is a long process, this is, and I don't want, like, people going in her house and giving her the COVID. Get her in here. So, yeah, the COVID. Yeah, so the vaccine, I wanted to make sure I got it. Didn't want to jinx it by talking about it on stream, by saying I'm not a carer, and then the government coming around my house and being like, you can't have it. Yeah. Didn't want to jinx it. But now I've had it. They can't suck it out my arm, can they? They can't suck it out my arm. So we're good. I've had my double dose. You've had your double dose. We're high-fiving. We can actually high-five. And I mean, should still be careful because there's other strains. You've got this. I really dislike the way they're calling these strains after the places. Like the Kent variant, the India variant, the England variant, the China virus. That's just silly, isn't it? Viruses don't have any geographical affiliation. So to tarnish what's more than geography, which is, you know, a people, the Indians, the Chinese, to tarnish people with a negative like that seems silly. But yeah, the India variant's spreading now, so we've got to be careful. We've got to be careful still, even though we're vaccinated. But hopefully, we're just a little bit... the thing that boggles my mind as well, right, is I'm going to say now, well, with a little bit of hygiene, with a little bit of care, we can go back to a bit more of a normal way of life. But, like, who were the people before that weren't washing their hands? That were, like, just sneezing into the food and just passing it around? Like, who was doing that? Oh, it turns out, now that we've had this COVID, we've noticed that it turns out there's a lot of people that weren't quite... Oh, it turns out you should be washing your hands. Well, a few of us knew that in advance. Don't get me started, yeah. My favourite moment of this whole COVID thing was I was forced to go to a family. There's been a lot of positive moments, a lot of funny moments for me. I was forced to go to a family occasion, essentially during what I consider to be a dangerous point in the virus, but you could still go to pubs and places outdoors. And I went there with all my mask and my gloves. Had the discussions, had the arguments. And at one point I wanted to go to the toilet, the bathroom, you say in America. So I went in. I was like, I'm not going to use the usual male gents, like, whatever. And I asked the lady, can you open up the disabled one for me? I was just like, can you do that? Felt brave. Again, confidence, brave. Felt confident and brave because there's a COVID going on. I didn't want to, like, mess around in the communal. The gents are not attractive and pretty. They're always messy. So I asked her, and it was really clean. It was really nice. It was really clean. I kept it clean, But I went in. I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go. I was like, can you get in the? Can I go in there? Thank you. No, I didn't even have to open the door because she did it for me. Didn't have to touch anything. Well, when I got in there. But anyway, look, that was a big. I felt to myself, oh, this is a safe moment. A nice clean bathroom. And you appreciate the small things in life after you've been through something like this, haven't we? We've all been through this now. We've all suffered at some point. I remember at one point I felt like some people get put under house arrest for their misdemeanors. And I felt like I haven't committed any misdemeanors, but maybe I should have done, because I'd have just got 12 months house arrest and I'm doing it anyway. We've all suffered. But what we can appreciate from that suffering, Mental Health Monday, top tip, is the positives in the little things that we take for granted usually, that actually we really care. I didn't get food shopping in regularly, so when the chocolate ran out, the chocolate was gone, so it was another week and a half before the next chocolate delivery. Little things like that before I'd have just been like, oh, down the shop, more chocolate, choff choff choff. Well, no, I've learned a different pace of life now. It's been really interesting. Should we go back to Mental Health Monday and I'll carry on talking about helps you to be more active being outdoors? It helps you to be more active being outdoors. It definitely does, because you have to be out there to, that's like a 2-in-1, that is. It helps you to make new connections, provide peer support. I'll get onto that at the end, because that was on my list, so I didn't want to overdo that list with my list. But I'm going to do my list now. Right, I'm going to do my list, and my list is going to be supplemented and supported. Different sort of attitude to today's show, isn't it? I've already lost my calm demeanour. I don't meditate, but I usually do 10 minutes sitting quietly before Mental Health Monday, just gathering my thoughts. But today we haven't done that. Today we did running around making tea. Look at me mug, look. Got that for my birthday. Someone bought me a cup for my birthday. So, got that for my birthday. You'll see another birthday mug premiered on stream at some point. And yes, it has been my birthday. And no, I didn't tell you when it was, because I don't want anyone to know. I've definitely hit that point in my life where you stop looking forward to I can't wait to get older. Like that was when do you remember when you're about 14, right? When you're about 14 and there were loads of things that you weren't allowed to do, that if I was just a little bit older. Do you remember when you had the fake identification? Obviously, none of us that use Twitch, none of us that broadcast on Twitch like me would have had a fake identification. That would be probably against terms of service to advise that you do. But do you remember when you did? Yeah. God, this is difficult, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah, do you remember those days when when you used to think to yourself, if only I was this little bit older? When you hit the age where you could go in America it's different, but in the UK, 18, you could go into a shop and buy alcohol, and it didn't matter whether you wanted to get drunk or not. On your 18th birthday, the first thing you wanted to do is go in that shop and buy the alcohol, because they would say no. You're too young, you can't have alcohol. And you'd be able to go, oh yeah? See this freshly minted ID? Well, in your face, Mr. Shoppy, Mrs. Shoppy, person of non-gender. In my life, it was Mr. Shoppy that I can picture Mr. Look. Anyway, look, in your face, because I can, and I am 18. So ring those up for me, my good man, and I'll pay in cash. Like that, you look forward to that day, didn't you? You looked forward to that day. But when that day came, sad thing was that you went in the shop, you got your beers, you went to the counter, they just served you because you've been doing it for the last 2 years. Not, you don't buy alcohol underage, it's naughty. This is Mental Health Monday, we're not advising you drink. In fact, I'm just joking around, aren't I? But seriously, we should do a Mental Health Monday on alcohol, because it is bad. It doesn't really help. It is bad. But what I'm saying is, when you're young, you're looking forward to milestone birthdays that enable you to do certain things. And as you get older, you try and hide the milestone birthdays that prevent you from doing other things. You know what I mean. You just, I've been thinking, oh no. Oh dear. Forget the little dog running around. I need to have a kid. Oh God. Look, anyway. This is not biological clocks. This is Mental Health Monday. We're talking about being out in the world, in the nature. We're talking about the nature. Look. So what I've done what I've got in my old windows, isn't it? I've got in my old window, not just move the window bit at the top there. Move the. Come on, you little window mover. I'm told if you press the shift key, there you go. Look, there you go. In my little window there, I've got some pictures that I made. This is an hour of relaxing photography by the old me. I took these pictures, so we'll have them up while we talk about. Look at that, it's nice, isn't it? It's a bit of. It's just a bit of feather or something, I don't know. I went around with the old camera. This was a good day actually, little story. Went around with the old camera and the macro lens. I say old camera, I do mean the old camera as well. It was the old camera. Let's move some things around. Let's make sure I can still see everything. Let's say 105, you see. My nan would have lived longer. She was 96. She would have lived longer. But yeah, another year. I'll go for another year. Happy with that. These are the pictures. I had a nice day. What had happened was I took my rescue dog out back in the day when he was still around, and I was I'll tell you about living longer in a minute. Let me do the camera and then I'll tell you about living longer, and then we'll go through my list of nature things, because I've already done 40 minutes. We haven't even got number one. So I went with the macro lens. It means you're getting really close. You take these nice pictures out in the wild, out in the fields with my rescue dog. My rescue dog, because he can't just be left to run. I did used to take him off the lead until those couple of times when he never came back, and they were other stories. We've got a Navin episode maybe one day. We'll talk about all the Navin stories one day. But this story, I'm trying to take these pictures. Just trying to get close up to things, take these little pictures. Navin's on a really long lead, like really long, like 3 meters long, maybe longer. He's 3 long. I'm not very good with length and distance. Is it 20 or 3? The longest dog lead. Look, he's on a long lead, and he's running around, and I'm taking photographs. And every now and then, I'm like really close up to a flower, trying to take my photograph. And every now and then, he just pulled me like that. Oh, it was such a fun day. Like, he was pulling me like that about every 20 or 30 seconds, probably. It felt like it's probably a lot. I was having time to get all these photographs done, but every 5th or 6th photograph I was being juffed around. Yeah, that was fun. It's an hour of photographs, so don't worry, there's enough there. If we get through all the photographs, then we'll have to stop. But yeah, so these are relaxing photographs, and I called it an hour of relaxing woodland photography to calm the angry photographer. Because there's God, that's another. You see, my brain won't let me stop now. I'm in editing mode. The angry photographer is a YouTuber called Atheorypothesis, and he's a really interesting guy, and he's called the Angry Photographer. Or he was called the Angry Photographer. So I wanted to show him my nice pictures. That I'd listen to all his videos and listen to what he was saying, and I tried to make pictures that I thought he would think were good. And so then I wanted to show them to him, so I made this video like this, and that's what it is. An hour of relaxing woodland photography to calm the angry photographer. Nice, isn't it? Look, that's a feather, but the contrast with the textures and got the old macro lens. Nice. Stop shouting, Scott. Stop shouting. All of this was on one woodland walk as well. One woodland walk. So this is my point. Let's talk about my point. Look, go for a walk. We talked about it last week, but really go out into nature. I actually drive. This is my script now. You can tell when I'm doing my script because I go like. When I'm just talking, it's normal, but when I'm reading the script, it's. Don't know why that. Don't know why. Kilobytes. Oh, don't you start going red, you cheeky kilobytes. You go for a walk. Look, we talked about it last week, but really go out into nature. I actually drive out a mile into the woods and spend at least an hour. Any weather. I've done over 1,000. We see wildlife, explore. We have our little picnic spots. Okay, I'll go off piste now. It's better if I go off piste because just talking all not normal, isn't it? although it's not so good for the edit. He says, after spending 4 days editing consistently and constantly, trying to whittle down 59 minutes of yamble ramble into 10 minutes of cohesive points, and then on top of that put all these jokes and funny things and references. Watch that video twice, you'll see. It's like Anchorman, you'll see things you didn't see the first. Look, we're talking about this. So I'm going off piste, we're seeing wildlife. Yeah, go for the walk, the photography. If you just go for a walk to clear your head, just stomp around the block, that's one thing. But actually I really do mean it. Oh, look at this, look at the gifting. Wow, look at the gifty subs. Do you know what I like about that that's really nice? Is that it's sharing. Look at all these people. Are they watching? I don't know how it works. I just think it's really nice that it's sharing. That it's like watching somebody. Have you seen that advert where the little kid gives the other little kid, one of his chocolates or something, to try and convince you that the chocolate company have emotions and feelings and they don't just want to rot your teeth and sell you fat and sugar. It's really nice to see somebody being generous. That's what I like. It's nice to see you sharing. And hello to these people, K-Dubs, and I'm not going to say all your names because I don't really understand the system quite yet, and I haven't managed to get the things popping up on the screen, but we will, and feel valued. Imagine that, you having your name on the screen and me saying things about you and feel valued. Tiangelo and Tilango. I used to know someone called Tiangelo who did ASMR videos, good ASMR videos. So, or was it D'Angelo? That one's a rude name. Right, anyway, look. That actually is a bit of rabbit poo, or is it? One of them's a bit of rabbit poo. One of these photos is a bit of rabbit poo. But it's a good photo. Look, anyway, thank you, champion. I want to move it so you can see your subby. Look, I can't move it anymore. Thank you. In the wildlife, you have your little picnic spots. I need to tell you about how I go into the woods, how I do it, how you should do it, how you're doing it wrong. No, how it's nice, how it's good. So what I do, it's a big dog walk. It's good to have the doggy because it means you have to do it. But I go out into the woods. I've got my spots. I've got my few places that I like to go. Take a bit of a walk. It has to be a bit of a walk because you want the dog to have the exercise. But also I like a variety of, I like a bit of woodland. I like a few fields, open fields. I like a bit of a river sometimes, a bit of a stream. I like to have these different places that have these different things. You can see some of them now, can't you, in the pictures? It surprised me then. It surprised me. They're my own pictures. I was like, that's one of the places I go. And it's better than just clearing my head. I'm tuning in with the things around me. I'm seeing how the flowers come into bloom, seeing how the streams fill, the plants grow. I'm seeing things change. Smelling the smells. If it's raining, it's not a reason to stay in. It means go out. You get this fresh ground smell. If it's sunny, even better. But yeah, I take my time when I'm out there and spend some time in the woodland. That's what's going on in these pictures. So that's going for a walk, but it's not just going for a walk, is it? We were doing it wrong last week. We learned how to do it more mindfully last week. But today I'm saying how important it is, even if it means, and it's bad for the environment to drive for a mile. I know that. It's bad for the environment. Maybe I should stick another 2 miles on the walk and walk that bit. But I like to just get out of the car, be out in the woodland. Just drive out, park up in my old little cheeky hiding spot, out in the woodland. There you go, doggy, off and running. Take my hour, take my time. I take a little picnic sometimes as well. I've written that in my notes, my little picnic bit. I don't have to take a picnic, it might just be a bag of crisps, bag of chips. It might just be something, vegan, probably, vegan. Something nice to eat or something to drink. But something to take time over when I get there. So I don't walk all the way up there and then just turn around and walk all the way back. But I stop somewhere, I just spend a little bit of time seated, eating something, drinking my little drink, throw the rubbish over your shoulder because it doesn't matter, it's just going to blow away in the wind, isn't it? Nobody will see. Obviously don't. Always take your rubbish home. Always take your rubbish home. And yeah, I like to spend some time there. Photography is really good for it as well, because it's not on my list actually, but photography is a really good, it was a reason to slow down and take these pictures. So it's a reason to be there. And that time that you spend, it's that slows you down, that gives you a different sense of feelings, that allows you to think. We talked earlier about how the open spaces can give you mental space. But yeah, it's that time that you spend just being in the woods, in the nature, appreciating it. Yeah, that's the good bit. So that's number one. Number two is, and we'll pause this one here because we've got a different one. Grow something. Do what? Why are you changing it? What are you doing? I've got this one, look. Grow something. Mute. So this is my channel again, battery exhausted. Shameless plugging. And we've got a new channel now anyway, Ganja Kid Art Chat, Ganja Kid whatever. This is my potato reveal and how to grow potatoes video. And this is me talking about growing something. The benefits of growing any kind of plant. Oh look, I just want the background of growing plants, mate. Thank you. The benefits of growing any kind of plant involve a routine, some sort of learning and study, exploration. There's a real joy in exploring the different kinds of plants, how to plant them, when to plant them, what to expect. There's a bit of magic in planting a seed and seeing the thing come up. We've got an allotment. You could use your windowsill or a big bag, like I did on this video, just a big bag. And you can get a lot of goodness out of it. Yeah. Grow something. So that's part number two. Oh, don't tap the mic. Number two, we've got go for a walk and grow something. How to get in tune with nature. And it's not just the stick them in the bag, let them grow. It's this other stuff around it, the time you take. I've spent hours filming these potatoes, but it's interesting, isn't it, the way they form these little chittings. That's their little roots that are going to get going. And then you leave them to do that, and then you put them in the bags. You can't see them anymore, but after a couple of weeks you start seeing the things come up and you're like, oh, what's this growing up? What's this coming? The bags make it easy. Yeah, exactly, the bags make it easy. A lot of people think all this growing stuff, all this allotmenteering, because the allotmenteering we'll come on to talk about it in a minute, can be good exercise, can be a bit difficult, but it can be easy as well. It can just be walloped in your back. I don't know if everyone's got a back garden or your, what would you call it, your yard, your space. But yeah, just walloped in a bag. And then there's this routine as well, this routine of caring for the plant as it grows. And if I just pause that, we've also got my science, because I like to back it all up with science. Where's my science? Rah! There you go. Not doing a rah, was I? I shouldn't have been doing a rah on Mental Health Monday. This is Gardening is Beneficial for Health, a meta-analysis. I'll do browsing for this because it's big enough. You should be seeing it, shouldn't you? They say, I see who's they? Who's they? Bunch of people here. Musashi Soga, Kevin Gaston and Yuichi Yamamura. They say that they've performed a meta-analysis on the effects of gardening. They've looked at the studies that report a wide range of health outcomes. The positive association with gardening was observed for various health outcomes. The effect size varied among different subgroups. Positive effects of gardening remained after adjusting for publication bias. So these are scientists that are looking over other scientists' work. It's really interesting. You can find it on Science Direct. I will actually pop that because I'm learning. I'm learning now. I can pop that in the chat. There, like that. So that's what that is. That's the science that backs this up, that proves it. We're not a science podcast. We're Mental Health Monday. But a lot of people like to know that there's some real quantifiable science behind the things that we're advising. So that's the proof. It's proof. It's real. It's proof. Gardening is beneficial for health. It is proof. That's the editing brain. Yeah, I would normally ramble on about that, but the editing brain is like, look, you said exactly what you wanted to say. Just shut up. It's hard, isn't it? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. Chitting. That's the growth of the potatoes. That's what's happening there. Chitting. It's not a swear word. I'm not just. Where's my big face? So it's really difficult being. I'm in the media, aren't I? I'm making the media. Here is me talking to you. This is me on the screen talking to you. It's difficult for me seeing my face on the screen sometimes. I've been editing myself all week. It's difficult. There's Navin. Hey, there's Navin. We'll talk about that in a minute. Look at him. Look. Look at him. Look at Navin. There he is. What's he doing? What's he doing? He's tied to that stick so he doesn't get anywhere. Have another look at him. There he is. That's Navin. There he is. My boy. Here he is. So what was I trying to say? Yeah, it's hard sometimes thinking about the media the way I think about it, the way I'm trying to decontextualize it, deconstruct it, reconstruct it in my brain, thinking about that and being the person that performs it and being the person that edits it. It's difficult thinking about all these things sometimes. Sometimes you need that space to go and dig in the allotment, to not be... So I brought that back around to Mental Health Monday there, to not be distracted by all these other thoughts, to do something that's more straightforward but human, in a way, human. You put the mud in the bag, put the potatoes in the bag, the potatoes grow. You don't have to think about 100 different ways to present potatoes. You don't have to, it's not a complex balance. It is in a way, isn't it? It is in a way. It is in a way. Oh, we're losing kilobytes. I apologise. I apologise for losing kilobytes. We still haven't started recording stream like Nigel suggested we should. And I will start doing that because that was a good suggestion from Nigel. But one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Look, there's Navin, yeah. He looks cute, right? But you see how I just touched him gently on the back then, yeah? I didn't want him to go in there, but I was not going to pull him away, right? Because he'd have bit me. He was a boy. He was such a boy. He had some sort of issue. When I got him, I knew he'd got the issue. We'll do an episode on Navin. I knew he had the issue. That's why I got him. I said to the people at the Dogs Trust, if you've got a difficult dog that somebody might not take on, I'll do that. I'll take that job. So I did my stint with the difficult dog. Yeah, I gave him a good life. He had a good time. Look, there he is having a good time. Bless him. We had a good time. And he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's getting on a bit there. He's getting on a bit. I was saying that this is a simple formula. It's not a complex thing. You don't have to stress your head about it. You do the simple things. You're doing well. And even if you don't do them that well, things still happen. Potatoes are still growing. Yeah. It doesn't have to look pretty down the allotment. You don't have to turn it into a presentation. It's just, just doing its thing, isn't it? Just doing its thing. That's a good point to make. A bit distracted today, aren't I? A bit disjointed. Oh, I had another benefit that I didn't list. Another benefit, which is that you get to eat the potatoes. So you get to eat the potatoes. Look, these potatoes aren't the potatoes that I grew, but they did grow. They're seed potatoes. Don't eat your seed potatoes. You want to grow your seed potatoes, but you get to eat them at the end, don't you? You get to eat them. So that's another big benefit of growing potatoes, or any other vegetable for that matter. You get to eat it. Look, that's our purple sprouting broccoli. I ate that. Free from chemicals, exactly. Free from chemicals. Didn't have to share. It's the most ecological way of eating that I could probably have discovered, yeah, isn't it? Growing it in my old back garden. That's not my back garden, that's our allotment. But, we took a little bit of land. God, as a family, we paid, as a family, when I say as a family, I mean Mom pays for it. That's only like 30 quid a year. And the amount of food we get out of it exceeds way in excess of 30 quid. Yeah, way in excess. It's really good. It's really good. But I've also put the gym. Why have I put the gym? I haven't got pictures for the gym, so we'll just go back to the nice photography. The gym. What have I said about the gym in my notes? I'll just say it. Look, we've already done an hour, and I even... This week is just us having a chat, isn't it? Us having a chat. I've got a bit of thing that I'm going to finish saying, because I've promised I'm going to say it now. I'm going to get to point 6. We will get all the way to point 6. But we've already done an hour, and I'm supposed to do a nice, concise hour of nature tips for mental health. And instead of just chatting, things are happening, chatting. And I said it at the start, it's because I've been editing, I'm a bit distracted, but I wanted to sort of do it nice and concisely so I'd have an easier time of editing it and I can get back to editing it. Made it worse. If anything, I'm making it worse. Which is fine. It's fun. Look, as when we did say, didn't we, on Nigel's suggestion, capital K, Snips, we've been suggesting as a group that maybe I don't have to edit everything. So maybe this episode just gets, chuffed up there and we don't get our neat 6 points. Whatever, I haven't got a channel that does neat 6 points. I haven't got that yet. I was going to start trying to edit out 30-second to a minute and a half shorter clips, shorter episodic clips out of Mental Health Monday. So I was going to start looking through all the old episodes and trying to cut out little chunks to make a short form Mental Health Monday clips channel. That's the job of it. If we ever get another editor, they can do that. I'm not doing that. I just we'll never get another editor unless I start doing it, because we need to generate the. No, look, just. Jeez, it's too much. The gym. Why is the gym good? Why has it got anything to do with nature? Actually, we can go back to the other video, because it had a really good example of me digging, didn't it? Exercise is good when it has a purpose, and digging holes or chopping wood is actually a great exercise, and you have something to show for it. Even if that's just a big hole or a big pile of wood. But no, it's not just a big pile of wood, is it, or a hole? Look, you've got something to show for it, haven't you, when you do this? Mowing the lawn even smells good, and you're out in there communing with nature in a different way. But you get a freshly cut lawn at the end of it as well. So doing chores, having your nature's gym, whether it's a vigorous dog walk or, in my case here, digging a big hole and transferring the mud into a bag. Nature's gym is good for you, and it gets you out in the smells, sights and sounds of nature as well. So it, oh look, there's a donkey sanctuary that I'm promoting there. I got confused by my pictures. It gets you out in the nature as well. So it's got this twofold benefit: exercise and being out in the nature. So there you go. There's a top tip. There's Scott's top tips. That's number 3, the gym. Animal watching. We can go back to the old photography. I'm sure I haven't got a video about watching animals, but I can tell you some stories. Is that running? Yeah, that's running. Okay. Birds to insects. I'll just do my script quickly. From birds to insects, it can be magical. Discovery. Take a child out into the woods. That's my script. I've written that. Don't take a child out into the woods unless you know the child. Unless they know you and they've got your parents' express permission. I'm not suggesting we take children out into the woods. Look, my point there in the script was, though, this voyage of discovery. Look, what's that plant? I don't know. I could find out, couldn't I? I could go on the old internet and find out. Don't go on the internet. Spend your time outside. Stay on the internet here with me. Look, it's a voyage of discovery, and taking someone like a niece or a nephew or your own children, or my point I'm driving at here is that if you've got someone that's asking those why questions, those what is questions, it's a new way of discovering things, even if you know some of the answers. And I'm pretty sure we don't know. I don't know. Oh, tap the mic. Stop tapping the mic. I don't know all the trees and the plants. In fact, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know what kind of insect that exactly. I know it's a kind of beetle. I don't know what kind. So there you go, there's a whole thing to learn. So animal watching, this is point 4, was animal watching. Take some time. If you're out in nature, right, this is my stories now. If you're out in nature, you don't just see the animals just by stomping out into the fields and being like, where are you, Mr. Fox? You have to take some time. You have to stay still. Often when I'm doing my little sit downs, my little eaty bits, my little picnics, that's when I see the deer. When things are quiet, when they're not scared of you stomping around. And if you do stay quiet and stay in nature for a little bit, you will see things. That's a bee in some water. But usually you just stomp past them. If you spend some time, insects are really cool as well because they're all around really, but you don't take time to look at them. So nature watching animals, that's my own cool abstract picture of some seeds in the air. But nature watching, looking at animals, it usually takes a bit of patience and time. And if you go to the same places, the way I do with my walks, if you go to the same woodlands, you'll get used to which animals you're more likely to see. I know where to go if I want to see a deer. I know where to go if I want to see a fox. And I know how long I need to spend being quiet if I want them to show up. Well, they don't always show up. But you get my gist. Animal watching. And I tell you what, when you do finally get it, it's not, I don't take my cameras, I'm not looking at this like a wildlife photographer. It's not a job. I just want to see the animals. And when I do see them, although I did take these photographs, when I do see them, it's magical. Like, it's amazing because the deer, they don't want to hang around, and you know, if I go, all right, Mr. Deer, they're off. So it's got this magical quality to it. You go a little quieter, you feel a little more still, and once the encounter has passed, you know, when the animal has noticed that they can, who's that chuffer in the bushes, they start their run. You know it's gone. The magic moment has passed. But you think, oh, I saw a deer. Oh, I saw a deer. You know, it's making me smile now. Oh, you know, you think to yourself, wow, that happened. A little bit of magic in the world. Yeah. So animal watching, it's good for your mental health. It's good for your mental health. And on this level, the insects, they might not be as extraordinary. They might not run off so often. Oh, they eat your squash. They saw me too, yeah. They might not run off so often, they might not be as big, they might not be as impressive, but the little insects are still kind of magical as well, aren't they? And you take time, you realise that there are more things there that you're not seeing, that when you do see them, you're like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, isn't that interesting? Even things like the textures in the wood can become more, oh, I'm just filling in now, I'll do it again with this next one, watch. The closer you look at the texture in the wood, the more you see, it becomes its own landscape, like old cheese. And that's nice. Look, there's a picture of a flower. And then we get up to number 5, peer support. See, I told you peer support was on my list. Nature doesn't have to be solitary. Often I suggest to my sister that we go for a dog walk together, so you've got someone, you know, who can walk and talk. But also there's environmental groups, there's walking groups, there's, you know, social exercise groups, but there's also environmental groups who are looking to clean up the countryside, who are looking to do litter picking, plant trees, so you can get involved that way. So it doesn't have to be a solitary aspect. Me and you, Snips, we like being on our own, don't we, in the woods. But yeah, I sometimes take, it sounds silly, but you know, like I took my dad on a dog walk once to just, it's better than going to the pub, in my opinion. Quite often, you know, if you want to meet up, well, which pub is the next question, but I said, well, let's go on a dog walk instead. It's, yeah, you don't have to do it on your own. It can be peer support, and you can get involved in groups that are really great peer support, because if you join a tree planting group, then you can be reasonably sure that the people you're going to be planting trees with also sort of care for the environment, and you know, they might have other similar thoughts to yourself. So that's the thing, the environment, the nature, the outdoors can actually provide peer support, and that can tie back in with the animals and the things that we were talking about, environmental groups that support the animals. A beach cleanup group, there you go, there's a great idea. Yeah, And at the end, when you've done that, I imagine, because I've never done a beach cleanup group, but I imagine at the end, the people get together and say, well done to each other, pat each other on the back, feel good for a job well done. Maybe have a little drink and watch the sun go down on the beach. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Yeah. So I've got a secret number 6 as well. I've got a secret number 6 tip. But peer support is real, isn't it? Out in the outdoors, but with people. That's real. And number 6 is guerrilla gardening. What? What? This isn't so relaxing. What are you doing? You're out in the... What are you doing? I'm out in the... What? We're going to have to go big browser for this. What are you doing? Guerrilla gardening. Not gorillas like... I've got an itchy nose now. I had a shower before I did the... I had a shower before we did the broadcast because I didn't want to be sitting here smelly, because I've been working, like I said, for the last few days. I hadn't had a shower this overnight. I stayed up all night. Before we started this, I had a quick shower. Don't know why that makes my nose itch, but it seems to. Just there. On the outer edge, just there. Yeah, these are guerrilla gardeners. They're not gorillas in the sense of the endangered species of primate. They're gorillas in the sense of the activist, they've got like, Che Guevara, not promoting any violent activism, but the idea is here, the concept is here. You've got a bit of a green space in your local community. Well, it's not a green space, is it? Because the council don't care. They've let it go to rack and ruin. Well, we can do... These people are doing it in the daytime. I didn't realise you could do it in the daytime. I thought you had to do it secretly at night, to be honest. But these people are doing it in the daytime, look. And what they do is they just pop down to their old local environment area, just make it look better by tidying it up. Look, he's picking up all the leaves, tidying it up. These people have put bottles of soya milk turned upside down and then put all plants. I don't know if they're there so you can take a plant home, or if it's there just to pretty up the fence. But yeah, they're all plants, look. These ones are probably environmentally sound in that the materials are all recyclable and they're not damaging anything to put them there. Some planting could damage the environment, trust me on that. You don't want to put a great big bamboo in a cobble path, for example. But here, they've put a little nice marigold, so that might be all right. Like a tree roots might push up there. You've got to think carefully about it, but the general principle's cool, isn't it? No, yeah, interesting. It's interesting. Excuse me. That's the interesting one. That's half a car. If you've got half a car stuck in a wall in your local environment, in our local environment, this is a funny story actually. Big Face, the funny story. Big Face, is it that's funny? It's not that funny now you're thinking about it. What they've done in our local environment is they put these great big planters. They're like big concrete planters. And I was trying to think of something I could creatively do to make the concrete planters look better. And of course, guerrilla gardening did come to mind, but it wouldn't. They're going to plant in them. That's what this council put them for. So I'm not going to do their job for them. But it's the fact that they're big and concrete that's ugly. That's the problem. But in your local environment, you might have other spaces, other items that could do with chirping up. And you don't have to wait for the council to do it. You can just go and plant some nice plants, and then local people will be like, "What are you doing planting those nice plants? Paint them with murals. That's a good idea." I could, yeah. I do feel a bit like going out at 4 in the morning. It's the only problem with it is they put these planters on like quite a busy stretch of road. At 4 in the morning, it would be quite quiet. It would, but it's still like not a main road, but it's still a straight planters either side, because that's where they want them to be seen. It's in a bit of a little village, and so if I go there and I start painting, I've got to do the full Banksy. What Banksy does that's so clever is he dresses up in like overalls. Not like, it just looks inconspicuous. Overalls, a high vis, sometimes the high vis jacket, even though people are like, I can see you, you look like you work for the council, don't you? You look like you've been sent there with your ladder and your pot of paint. So he dresses up like he works for the council, and then he goes and sets up and he does his thing. I could do that, and I could also set up, they do these screens, don't they, for, if you're working on a scaffold and you don't want the public to walk through it, set up these screens. So you could set those up and just get it done. But if the police came past, they'd be like, what are you doing, mate? And I'd be like, I'm trying to make the place look better, leave me alone. And the problem with the stretch of road is, if the police are going to go anywhere, they've got to really go on the road, haven't they? And that's the road, so they'll probably see me. Knowing my luck, they'll see me. And I really don't, I'd rather carry on with my life being active and doing my activism in a legal way through the internet and the media than getting arrested. But in principle, look, guerrilla gardening is a good thing, isn't it? It's a good thing. You've got a bit of green land, the council aren't doing much with it, you know it's there, you've all seen it, you all walk past it every day. Be the one to just, you might grow your own thing from seed in your back garden. You might have an extra tomato plant kicking around. You might not want to plant a tomato. It might just be herbs or like lavender, you know, something nice like that. But you get the old chap from jail. And could you imagine having to go in the prison, all the rough and tough types in the prison, and they'd say, number one, what are you in for? And you'd say, well, I wanted to improve the quality of life for the local residents in my area, so I went about and set about beautifying the area. I specifically targeted planters that were on the main roads because I thought they were quite visible, and I was painting them with nice pictures. And they'd say, do you want to buy the drugs? They'd say, and I'd say, no, I don't want to buy the drugs. And they'd say, well, give me your money anyway, because this is the prison and you work for me now. Oh dear, they'd be like, you know, do you want to go through the jumping in ceremony now or later? I'd be like, I don't really want to get jumped in. Can we leave it for later? Yeah, that wouldn't go so well, would it? What are you in for? Guerrilla gardening. Oh, that sounds tough. Well, I was planting marigolds on the A45. What are you in for? Oh, I murdered my next door neighbour. I'm never getting out. Nor are you. Yeah, look, so guerrilla gardening. The Santa, look, you find a nice plant, you plant it in a nice place. Everyone's happy. And it makes you happy. Don't do it at midnight. Do it in the daytime when it's safe. Do it as a group with some friends. Have a nice chat with people, and other people will look at this. They're joining in. Other people are joining in. The community is coming together. Look at that. Magic. No one's getting arrested there, are they? Maybe I should talk to the police and just be like, look, I'm going to be painting these boxes on... Could you imagine if I did that? If I told the police what my intent, my criminal intent. It's not criminal damage if you tell the police in advance. I'm going to be painting the boxes at 3 p.m. and please come by and see the designs I'm going to be doing. Just announce it like it's an art project. Put out some flyers. Hopefully 2 and 2 won't click, will it? They won't go, oh, has he got the permission? They'll just go, oh, he must have permission if he's doing flyers. My other idea is with the ball pit, but it's environmentally unsound, isn't it? The ball, I can't say ball. The little orb things that you put in and kids like to play in the ball pit. Oh, because these planters are big. They're almost like a hot tub. So the other thing was people were calling them the hot tubs. Oh, why have they put these hot tubs on the road? Or they'll like them when the plants are growing in them, but until then they look a bit ugly. So I was going to try and do something to make them stand out. I'm not. We discussed it. I'm not doing new work every week if it doesn't rain. Sidewalk art. Oh, I see. Yeah, chalk art. I tell you what's nice. You're right about that. Chalk art is good because it's impermanent, so no one can be cross. But I will show you someone else in just a second. If I can just switch off the browser so you don't see if it brings up anything weird. And then I'm going to search for, just going to bring up a new window, and I'm going to search for chewing gum man. I mean, this could come up with something weird, you see, couldn't it? So, and this is a YouTube video, so we should be able to all watch it without having any sort of copyright problems, shouldn't we? Yeah. And we'll switch back on the browser like that, and then this is the web browser. You'll love this. This guy. I mean, I'll let it speak for itself for a second, and then I'll say some stuff.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
All right, thank you. Are you the famous chewing gum painter?
I am indeed.
Wow.
I'm Ben Wilson. People call me the chewing gum man. And for the last 15 years, I've been transforming discarded chewing gum, which is on the streets of London and beyond, into artwork. So it's taking a thoughtless action, trying to transform it hopefully into something positive. I'm not actually working on the metal tread. I'm very careful that the actual picture happens, so it's not actually on the Millennium Bridge, it's on the chewing gum on the bridge, which is also very important with the local authorities, because then technically they can't arrest you on a criminal damage charge. It's a technicality because the person who spat out the gum is the person that created the criminal damage, and I'm transforming the rubbish and making it into a form of art, so it's a form of recycling. The gum has melted within the metal tread, so I use acrylic enamel paints, and then I use a burner, and then I dry the paint off as I go along, and then I put a lacquer over the top of the gum.
So
I started doing chewing gum art in 2004.
wait, where's my buttons? This is the chewing gum man. Let's just get a picture of his art there, like that. Ooh, no, don't smash the mic. Don't smash the mic. Isn't he brilliant? Right. He makes some of these memorials. He's got. I'll tell you a couple of facts. What I think are brilliant. One, like he said, it's not criminal damage what he's doing. He's using other people's criminal damage and he's beautifying it, so he's recycling. So the council can't. Oh my kilobytes! Come on, we'll do 10 more minutes, kilobytes. 10 more minutes. Come on, let's finish on a high. Let's go, kilobytes. Come on, up, 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 up. There you go. 4,000, 4,000, 3, 4. All right, enough. They're enough. 3.5's fine. He's taken this rubbish and he's turned it into art, and it's not criminal damage because somebody else has done the criminal damage, and what he's done is worked on the chewing gum. I think that's a lovely idea. Another amazing fact is that he's got this book that he carries with him, and people keep talking to him. They keep saying to him, "Oh, are you the chewing gum man? Oh, can you do one for me? Can you do one for my sister? My dog died. Can you make one for them?" And he writes everything down in a book, and he's got books and books and books. And then when he comes to his next project, his next piece, when he lies down on the floor and gets ready to start, he gets his book out and he's got, like, you know, a list of inspirations, and he picks one and he does, you know, he's got this whole list and he does it. So all these things that are seen, these little chewing gums, they're all people's dedications, they're all people's ideas, they're all people's thoughts. And, you know, some people want him to do something more meaningful, some people want him to do something a bit more trite maybe, but they're all people's memories and thoughts, and they're littered on the streets around. And like he said, he does it in enamel, does it in the paint, so he's doing that burner, so it's kind of like, even though it's on the chewing gum and not criminal, it's quite permanent, isn't it? Quite permanent. So you see these things, and what he does is he goes around and he maintains them. So he's got another book that is like a list of his works, and he'll go back and he'll just like touch up the yellow if it needs touching up or what have you. And these things are sort of relatively permanent on the streets of London now. Not permanent after he's dead, of course. No one's going to maintain them after it. Or maybe they will, because, get this, he seems like a bit of a kook, but he's actually a really well-respected, highly educated artist, and his work is exhibited at the Tate. And so he's done these works on the streets of London, and they lead to the Tate Modern Gallery, where you can see his work exhibited. I mean, it just is amazing, isn't it? And what's so cool, what I love about this guy so much, he's one of the people I'd love to interview on our stream. What I love about him so much is that he spends his days lying on the streets. Like, he looks like a homeless guy, doesn't he? He looks like a homeless guy. And when people walk past, like I said about Banksy dressing up in sort of, you know, workman's clothes, when people walk past, why is the mic still so loud? Am I shouting now because I'm excited? When people walk past, they think he's just some workman, or they think he's some homeless guy or a tramp, or, you know, they don't realise that he's one of a very elite group of highly respected artists. They don't realise that he's one of a very elite group of highly respected artists. I'm just going to say that one more time with the mic turned down a little bit more. They don't realise that's red. They don't realise that's not red. They don't realise that he's one of a group of highly respected artists. He looks just like some kind of tramp. So there he's, Ben Wilson, an amazing, wonderful person, and his amazing, wonderful chewing gum art. Looks like he's having fun. Exactly, that's what he's doing. And the key to this, we talked about this from Chalk Art. The key to what he's doing is so unique as well. This is what an artist does. Is he is just having fun. He got here. He started out as a wood sculptor, believe it or not. He started out in the woods, the way we were talking about. And here's another thing you can do in the woods: wood sculpture, art. Wait, back to that in. Get that in the edit. But he started out by carving wood in the woodlands and then moving on through different kinds of sculpture through different environments and ended up in the urban environment painting on chewing gum, but through a very serious and I want to say educated, academic, rigorous artistic method. He went to university, he got the good degree, and he's following artistic method, and it's taken him down this path. And being an artist in this way really means having fun. I like painting my little paintings. I like carving my wood. I like doing the thing, and I get these ideas, and I like doing. I've got another idea, and got a big book of them, and I've got my whole set of kit and my paints, and I'm on that. I like doing it. If he didn't like doing it, I don't think he'd be down there on his hands and knees doing it. I think he only does it because he likes it, and then he's one of the lucky people where he's in the Tate Modern as well. There are other people that are just tramps that are doing their thing that they like, that aren't heralded as great artists for doing the thing they like. There are people doing great chalk art that probably is really good, that does just get washed off at the end of the day, but some I don't know, in some ways this is that, but in some ways it's more than that. It's just really cool. I just love it, so I just thought I'd bring it up. I haven't really got any other point to make other than it's amazing and good, and I'd love for Ben Wilson to come on stream and talk to us one day. I will send him an email when I feel more accomplished. And also something else I'd like to point out is we've got this space in the room behind me. We're not far away now with the old COVID. I'll go on big face. We are done with Mental Health Monday, I think. I don't think I've got any more mental health tips other than guerrilla gardening and guerrilla art. But I wanted to say a couple of things before we leave. I've got this space, and it's a dream of mine to create a podcast. We've talked about this before. With the help of Patreons, with your help, Patreon, that regular Patreon money, and what you do in stream, your cheers and your what are they called, subs, that's massive, but Twitch takes half of it. So I look at the Patreon as the sustainability aspect. With that, as it's growing, and please support me on Patreon if you don't already. With Patreon, it enables us to do a bigger sort of media product. And one of the things I want to do in that space is put a little desk, 2 microphones, like the one I've got here. Don't touch the microphone. 2 microphones, set the camera up so we've got a little set, invite people in, have them sit down, they can drink their own cup of tea, I'll drink mine, and we can talk. That's something I want to get up to. And now with the COVID in the UK, we are now allowed to have people to come into our houses, so that can now start to happen. When I say can now start to happen, I want to be confident that I'm not inviting someone in and then I'm messing about, faffing about, don't know what's going on, the stream's dropping frames and the light is dark, and I want to get all these things sorted first. I want to become a bit more accomplished, a bit more capable, a bit more streamlined. And we are doing that, we are getting there. And so that's something I want to do. And also this week I've been learning about how to, like I said, Mental Health Monday is great, we do it every week, so I can do a nice little, put that up on its own channel. Where's its channel? There's its channel. We can put that up and have that every week. Great. I edit those, but as you can see, they're still an hour and a half long, so I just cut out all the waffle. Cut out some of the waffle. I edit those. But this week I've been doing a more polished edit for our other channel. How would I show you that? I've got this channels. Here they are. And where am I? Ganji Kid Art Chat. There, look. I want to change the picture. But here is Ganji Kid Art Chat. This is where I'm trying to upload slightly better edited, slightly shorter. So I did 16 minutes, 12 minutes, an hour 10. But I've learned something. I've been watching I've been learning about editing, watching other people's videos and learning. And this week, 4 days of editing, nearly there with my new video, which will go on this channel, Ganji Kid Art Chat. And hopefully it'll be, good, so that we can get this routine running of talking on the mic, producing, presenting, editing, uploading, and we can manage to refine it so it works for a nice weekly schedule, so that I can do it on a weekly schedule. Or 2 weeks doesn't really work for us because we've got a weekly episode, haven't we? Weekly Mental Health Monday, so it should be weekly. So yeah, we're refining that, and when I can get that refined, when I can say, oh, I do 2 days editing here, I do 2 days streaming here, I do this, then I can say this is the space for the podcasting, not just the physical space but the time and space, and get that going as well. So that's our aims. Editing, I'll tell you what, there are different jobs in media production, and being a jack of all trades, doing the talking, doing the filming, doing the editing is good in a way. It's good that I like doing it all, but also as we grow, hopefully if we can grow this media product, Mental Health Monday, Art History, Ganji Kid Art Stream, if we can grow it, I don't just want to generate money so that I can use the money to pay rent, which obviously I do. I'd really like to be able to do that. But the extra bit on top of paying rent is to invest back into the stream, not just in microphones and set design, but in people, in giving people money so that they can do some of these jobs that I'm sure they can do better than me in ways. I'm not the world's best editor. I'm just learning and trying to be good. I'm not the quickest editor, I should say. So it would be nice for me for some of that more straightforward work to be taken on by somebody who is quicker. But at the moment, we're not there yet. They're the dreams. We're making it happen with the Patreon, with your support, and with my consistent broadcasting and uploading. We're making it happen. So look out for my new video, which I will finish editing in the next 2 days. I'm not going to be on stream until I get that edited and uploaded. And when I do, I'll be on stream to talk about it and promote it. Yay! But yeah, if you've got a problem with your editing and it's frustrating, then there are about a bajillion videos on YouTube. That's the place to start. One of my best tips for learning to edit, if you did want to, you might not want to, you might not be, lots of people just need to get the images off the camera onto the YouTube, and that's enough, but if you did want to, then the best tip I can say is that every problem or every issue or everything you're thinking about or trying to work through, somebody else has had that same problem, same issue, and they've probably made a YouTube about it. And it's hard to recommend a good YouTuber for a particular person because it's totally determined by what part of the journey you're on. When I started editing, I started literally on iMovie that was free with my Mac, and I watched a certain editor who was giving me the early days tips. And then as I've become more sophisticated, I use Final Cut Pro, and I watch a different editor who's giving me different tips. So I don't want to shout out one person on YouTube, but like I say, if you've got a thought in your mind or an issue you're having, there is a YouTuber basically already pointed at that, trying to help you. And it's just a matter of finding them and getting to. My nose is so itchy. It's like I've got cat hair up it or something. Not up it, on the outside. It's weird. It's on the outside. I think I took off a layer of skin in the shower. I did have it on nice and hot, I tell you that. Why haven't you thought of that? What, the old YouTube tip? I don't know. It's I tell you what, I found out things this last week that I couldn't believe I hadn't thought of. And I also found out how much money people get from sponsors and advertising, because I've never used the sponsorship or advertising system. I did all my I did all my ASMR with no adverts. And then when I found out how much money they get for their little adverts, oh my days, I was like, why did I not put any? I would have been sponsored up the jacksie. I wouldn't. Back then I wouldn't. I've had to come all the way around to here. I've had to work a long way around to get to the place I'm at where I feel ethically confident that we can at least allow some advertising on the content, some some restricted, I'm able to at least control. You don't see gambling, hopefully. I've ticked this box. No gambling, no alcohol, I hopefully can at least control in some way what advertising is on the content. But yeah, now I'm at the point where I'd like to make a sustainable go of it, where I'm not just making art for fun. So it's with your help, with your support through Patreon that we're doing that. So that's what's happening. That's why I've been editing for the last few days, and that's why we'll spend another 2 days editing, and then get I've only got 3 more minutes of the edit to finish, and I'm not going to let it overrun in terms of, if it takes longer than 2 days, I'll just stop and we'll just put it up as it is, because it's already quite good. It's already quite a lot in it. So it's already quite good. What I mean is, it's already hitting the marks that I've got in my brain. So you couldn't see me tapping my brain. When I've got an idea in my brain, I can see it already. Then if I can achieve it with what's lovely about editing is that's what I love about it, is exactly that. I can see these ideas, and wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Well, now I can make it happen on the edit. Bang, bang, bang. Now it's happened. I've done the work. That's when I say good. That's what I mean. It's hitting the marks that I've got in my brain. It's reaching the standards that I'm setting for myself. I just need to do it quicker, or learn to say less on the streams, make fewer points, so I've got less to edit. See, I'll learn, and we'll do it together. And then in the future, we'll add that extra bit to the stream. It will be lovely, won't it, to have another person here to talk about something, be it veganism, be it art, be it whatever. It would be nice. It would be nice. Can improve the quality of the old camera, can get a nicer lens on that. But it's not just about the physical items, like I said. It's about the continued growth and support, and Patreon enables that. And then from my end, it's about the continued commitment to make sure that we're not just reaching the standards that I set, but setting high standards to reach, and pushing this forward, and making it better, which I hope we're doing. I think we are. You've been good, my little podcast. Look, I'm just rambling on now, and it's nearly dog walkie time. So you be good. Look out for the new video that will be on Ganja Kid Art Chat. Let's just do a big web browser of that so everyone can see it. No one's going to see this because it's right at the end of Mental Health Monday. Everyone's already gone. It's Ganja Kid Art Chat, the new channel that I'm trying to just do so that I don't have so much yambling on Battery Exhausted about. So the art stuff goes on its own art channel. That's where the new video is going to come out. Our games theme parks. It's not about art, is it, that? Is that about business? I don't know. Look, it's going on there anyway. It's going on there. I thank you for your support. I thank you for being here. And you be good, my little podcast. Another week. Another Mental Health Monday down. Another week to get through. But we can fight through it because we're Ganji Puko warriors. We've already got the hard bit out of the way. We've done the Monday now. Well, you might have the Monday to go because time difference. But look, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You be good.